Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Share Talk Bulletin Board Heroes on Monday, the 22nd of October, starting off with Anglo African. And you can see that the shares have pushed through the 200-day moving average today at 10.99 pence, looking for a target here while we hold above that as high as 15 or 16 pence. Stop loss on the buy argument at the moment, back below that broken August resistance line and the 50-day moving average at 9.78. Onto a stock which may be here for the first and last time, French Connection, obviously not a bulletin board hero, more of a bulletin board villain, I suppose. But as far as the share price trajectory is concerned here, it just looks too good not to talk about it, even though that might be the kiss of death. Resistance here from May, just above 60 pence, and with this U-shaped bull flag and the unfilled gap to the upside through the 250 and the 50-day moving averages, this looks like a very strong setup. Only back below, let's say, the I suppose 54, 53 pence would really delay the prospect of a top of January 2018 price channel target as high as 100 pence. So where the fundamentals from that would come from, I don't know, but the chart here does look very interesting indeed. Stock which is new to the bulletin board heroes, trying to mix it up a bit today, as you can tell, is Ffi Holdings. We've got a line of resistance there at what looks like a possible reversal set up at 34 pence. End of day close above that 34 pence level, and that line could take the shares up to 42 pence, which is the 50-day moving average. Stop loss obviously to be tightly enforced given the recent history of the stock, just back below the 30 pence level. But the first signs of a move look to be in play there. Went to see a presentation with Falanx Group and Premather last week. I'm still recovering from that, but even though the fundamentals for Falanx seem to be up in the air, let's say, the chart looks as though it has actually recovered from that presentation. We've broken a clear falling wedge here, which has been in place since July, around the what's that, be 3.2 pence level, and or 3.15 pence level, and while above that, looking for a push back towards 4.5 to 5 pence, which is just above the 200-day moving average, as we did in August, as a minimum there. On to stock which announced good news again today, Hemogenics. Still struggling with this 200-day moving average and this line of resistance from May around the 3 pence level, but it does look as though with the last 2 days price action, we have actually managed to hold above that the top of that falling wedge from May, and hopefully while we hold above the 50-day moving average at 2.7 pence, the shares could make their way back towards a retest of May resistance at 4.5 to 5 pence. On to a stock which where there was a bit of a buzz a couple of weeks ago, Ophir Energy. A bit of a slow mover here. I did highlight it once, but the main thing here, I suppose is that the shares hold above the 50-day moving average at 39.8 pence, and while they do so, could head back towards low 50s, which is where they were in June and July. Clearly, those looking at the fundamentals here are looking for rather more on the upside there. On to a stock which I highlighted briefly a couple of weeks ago, Salt Lake Potash. Has broken this falling wedge, been rather messy since then, a gap down and then a gap up, but at least the gap up has been unfilled and there's a move higher today as well, so that does show some underlying strength for the bull argument. Maybe a bit pie in the sky, but the view here is that at least while we're above the 50-day moving average, let's say 25 pence, there could be a 2 to 3 month target here as high as 50 pence, which is that January resistance line projection. If you're more conservative, probably looking for 35 or 40 pence, but the setup does appear to be there. Finishing off with a stock which I covered a while back and sort of dithered a bit, but it's worth noting just that Upland Resources are in a rising trend channel from February. Draw the channel near the 50-day moving average at 3.7 pence, and while we hold above that, then the target here could be as high as 7 pence. It would be nice to see an end of day or a weekly close above 4 pence, which was the initial October resistance, just to back up the bull argument, but it doesn't really need to be backed up given the way that we're way above the 200-day line at 2.9 pence on dips, and both the 50-day and the 200-day line are both rising. So this does look like a strong momentum situation. That's it from me. More updates tomorrow.